has a plan to become a bilingual nation by 2030. Now, what does that mean? Well, today I speak with a top official at the National Development Council, which is in charge of charting the course for this exciting plan. Now, Connie Chang is the Director General of the Department of Overall Planning. And Connie, we're very excited about this plan about becoming a bilingual nation. Can you tell us some of the goals that the nation has to achieve by 2030?
Well, Natalie, thank you, first of all, for having me here today. I'm very happy to have this opportunity to share with you what we want to do, or what we want to achieve for this bilingual 2030 policy. Basically, simply put, the goal for this policy is to provide the opportunities for our youth to have better job opportunities and higher salaries. Simply put, but to do that, to achieve that, there's a lot more things that needs to be done.
Well, tell us in terms of education, is there going to be more bilingual schools, more bilingual education to enable young people to have better English and become more competitive in the global market?
What we want to do right now, we start with our college education. We will establish some benchmark colleges or universities in which a lot of the courses will be taught in English. So when they graduate, they have the professional expertise. They are also able to communicate with their peers in English. For the elementary school, junior high school, or senior high schools, what we want to do is to encourage most schools to set up courses in which all the classes will be taught in English as well. There's going to be some sort of like an overhaul of our educational system in terms of English education, very different from what we have right now. But we have seen some schools are doing this kind of experiments, and pretty much they are well accepted among parents, and students are happy in that kind of learning environment. So we believe that can be a good way for us to move forward in terms of our bilingual education.
Well, that's very exciting. I think it's going to do so much for Taiwan to be able to be bilingual. And Taiwan has a lot of very dedicated, talented people. And if you add English speaking ability to that, it's going to be great for Taiwan, I believe.
Natalie, I want to share with you some of the things that it's sort of like a backdrop of why we are doing all this, because you might have known Taiwan has been playing a very important, pivotal role in the international supply chain. We have very good industrial foundations, but there are so many times the multinational companies come to Taiwan looking for talents, and at the end, they turn to Singapore for setting up their regional headquarters. Honestly speaking, we have been very disappointed and frustrated by this kind of situation. So, we have young people, they are professionally qualified for all the jobs those multinational companies offer. But the thing is, when they come to English-speaking proficiency, because, multinational companies needs to have people communicating with headquarters or with the regional hubs in English. And our young people just fall short of that expectation. So they, at the end, turn to Singapore for their headquarters. And we just believe that something should not be happening anymore. So that is why we want to push for this bilingual nation policy. And we focus our efforts for the first 10 years into cultivating better English proficiency of our young people.
That sounds great. Is there also going to be a plan for, let's say, the government agencies or for inviting and welcoming more foreign talent to Taiwan to make Taiwan, a more welcoming place for foreigners?
Yes and yes. Basically, what we want to do at this point of time is to make sure our colleagues who have their daily work engaged in international affairs needs to be those pioneers, quote unquote. We will push them to engage in personal training of their English capability. But when recruiting new government officials, work right now is to increase the ratio of English tests in the examination for government, for civil servants. And for recruiting foreign talents, first of all, we have amended our statute for recruitment of foreign talents into Taiwan, in which we provided more incentives for foreigners to stay here easier, at visa application, less red tape for them to stay in Taiwan. This is sort of like a gradual work, a gradual change that we want to make here in Taiwan. So people will feel comfortable speaking English, and then for those professionals, they will feel comfortable communicating in English in their professional fields. So it's an all-out effort from all aspects. Gradually, we want to make the change.
That sounds really exciting. And, I thank you for doing this for Taiwan. What do you think the goal is to achieve by 2030? What do you want to see different by then in Taiwan?
If by 2030, we can have our, say, college students reach middle or higher level of English speaking, then we are successful in our English education. We are successful in our bilingual policy. And by that time, I'm confident we'll also see a lot more international companies establish themselves in Taiwan. We will see more of our companies, Taiwanese companies, deployed abroad with the army of our own professionals speaking good English. So,
Well, that sounds great. I mean, there are actually a lot of global giants coming to Taiwan because they know that Taiwan has great talent. And I think
right,
once people, upgrade their English abilities, it's going to be even more attractive place for
yes.
companies to come.
Certainly, certainly. That's exactly what we're doing. We have all these industrial policy laid out, which have seen good results even during the pandemic. So pretty much, I would call it the last mile for us to become internationally pivotal in our international supply chain. So bilingual 2030 policy certainly is the key for us to achieve this goal.
Well, it's very exciting. Thank you so much, Connie, for speaking
Sure.
with us. I've been speaking with Connie Chang. She's the Director General of the Department of Overall Planning at the National Development Council, which is charting Taiwan's course to become a bilingual nation by 2030.